Hi everyone, this is Handsome Korean, and today I am going to be teaching you different ways to counter the infamous Royal Giant. You may have noticed that the Royal Giant is all the rage today on Reddit due to the range buff which recently took place. His range was increased by 1 on the latest update. This range increase has made the Royal Giant able to outrange most defensive buildings. The Royal Giant now outranges the Tesla, Bomb Tower, Cannon, and Inferno Tower, which makes it a huge pain. There are 5 main types of counters to the Royal Giant. They are as follows. First, we have Mini P.E.K.K.A. At the max level, a Royal Giant has 3,708 hit points, while a Mini P.E.K.K.A deals 832 damage per attack. The Mini P.E.K.K.A would require 5 attacks on the Royal Giant to kill it. Factoring in a max level arena tower, it would take 6 seconds to down the Royal Giant. The Royal Giant will get 4 attacks on your tower, which is around 964 damage. As well, the Royal Giant will not do damage to the P.E.K.K.A, meaning you were able to take down a 6 elixir unit for a 4 elixir unit and still be able to form a push with the P.E.K.K.A. In this replay, the red side is going to put down a Royal Giant. Blue side is going to try to counter it using a mini P.E.K.K.A, which gets rid of the Ice Wizard and begins attacking the Royal Giant. The P.E.K.K.A was just zapped, doing a little damage, and now our blue side is going to put down some Barbarians in order to take down that Giant and start a small push over to the red side. So in this next replay, red side is going to put down a Royal Giant. Blue side's going to put down another mini P.E.K.K.A to try to counter the Royal Giant. It's doing quite a bit of damage there, and the mini P.E.K.K.A is actually able to get rid of that Royal Giant without taking that much damage to the blue side. The cannon is also a great counter to the Royal Giant. You want to place the cannon so that the Royal Giant focuses the cannon while your crown tower is able to pull off some damage. This will give you a 3 elixir trade in your favor, which can be used to build a counter push. In this replay, you can see the red side has a Royal Giant. The blue side attempts to counter using a cannon that is focused on by the Royal Giant. It didn't go as effectively as it should have. If this player actually put down a swarm behind that cannon, or on top of that Royal Giant, it would have been a lot more effective. Next up we have Barbarians and Swarms. Barbarians are capable of taking down the Royal Giant in 6 seconds with their DPS. You can then use the Barbarians to build a counter push. Swarm cards such as the Minion Horde, Skeletons, and Goblins are also very useful in taking down the Royal Giant. These cards are weak to things like arrows and fireballs, so be careful. In this replay, both sides have giants. You will notice that the red side decides to counter the giant using minions, and the blue side decides to counter the giant using barbarians. In this replay, the blue side will counter the red side's Royal Giant using a minion horde. It's quite effective, and the Royal Giant goes down very quickly. In this next replay, the blue side will counter that Royal Giant using a minion horde, as well as spear goblins and goblins. Notice the positioning of how he placed them just so that they wouldn't all get hit by arrows. In this next clip, a Royal Giant is countered by a minion horde. I want to mention that if the blue player decided to use Zap on the Royal Giant, it would change targets and start hitting the cannon. The next card is Zap. This is more of a utility card and is primarily used to change the focus of the Royal Giant. If you recently placed a cannon, Zap would make the Royal Giant retarget onto the cannon as mentioned previously. Last but not least is the Inferno Tower. This tower can be used really effectively against Royal Giants if they are placed correctly. You can either place the Inferno Tower so that the Royal Giant focuses it, or you can place it after the Royal Giant begins hitting your crown towers. Most players prefer to place it after the Giant begins focusing on the crown tower. This will be a trade of 1 elixir in your favor. In this clip, the blue player places an Inferno Tower right as the Royal Giant crosses the bridge. Timing on this is very important, so I'd recommend that you practice it. In this last clip, the blue player places another Inferno Tower, but it gets damaged by some goblins. The Inferno Tower is still able to put a lot of damage onto the Giant despite this. Thanks for watching this video on how to counter Royal Giants. Please let me know in the comments if you have any ideas for future videos. Handsome Korean, out.